portion of the party where we're going to try really hard to share how much we love Doug without embarrassing him. So the first thing I did was have him sit in his chair. And he's being a really great sport about it. So, Doug Chasso, this is your life. I'm nervous now. I mean, it's been a pretty good 26 years. I'm hoping it'll be a good 27. Okay, so this is a little ditty on Doug's life. Douglas Dean Chasso was born in Phoenix, Arizona on September 25th, 1961 to a baton twirler in the Arizona State University Marching Band. And was your dad a professor in the music department or was he a student?
At the time they were married, he's a student.
So relieved.
That's good.
Yeah. I figured that part of the story I better get right. So between this marriage of the baton twirler and the music major, they produced 3 boys. Doug has one older brother named Dan and a younger brother named Steve. And these boys enjoyed playing in warm Arizona sunshine and playing and swimming the day away in their family's outdoor pool. And one of Doug's favorite pastimes with his brothers while living in Arizona was finding sticks to poke the little lobsters with in the backyard. But much to Doug's mother's display, the backyard lobsters were really the deadly, dreaded scorpions.
Oh.
But when Doug
Not
turned...
too bright.
But they do look like lobsters, don't they? When Doug turned 8, his father took a sabbatical from Arizona State and he moved the family to Chicago for a year while he took the opportunity to play the French horn professionally with the Chicago Symphony. This year was so successful that he moved the family there permanently. His father then spent the rest of his career playing horn with the symphony and teaching lessons at the Roosevelt School of Music in downtown Chicago, and his mother would become a high school home economic teacher at the local high school. Doug was 9 when he was baptized with his dad on the exact same day, and not many boys can say that they were baptized with their father. Doug's dad had been raised Jewish, and much to the family's joy, converted to the Mormon Church. Well, when living in Chicago, Doug and his brothers became huge sports fans for the never-winning Chicago Cubs. They enjoyed cheering on Ditka and the Bears, basketball with the Bulls and Michael Jordan, and of course hockey with the Chicago Blackhawks. And he and his brothers also enjoyed playing street hockey together and spending hours jumping off the roof of their home into piles of lake-effect snow that would engulf their home during the wintertime. I guess that's the blessing of living close to the lakefront, huh? I didn't mention anything about shoveling. No. In high school, Doug enjoyed playing his cello. He was a math whiz, a member of his high school gymnastics team, and he earned his nickname of Doc by his boyhood friends of James and Peter Vandegraff and Jim Whittle. The boys had a Sunday school teacher who encouraged them to think seriously of a profession to pursue, and Doug, who had been in and out of the hospital a lot as a child, decided he could probably be a doctor. His friends immediately agreed, and hence the nickname Doc was born. And they still call him that today. And it's fun when we get our Christmas cards because they're addressed to Doc and Jill Chasso. Doug has led a pretty ordinary life, but he did have one run-in with the law and was captured by the police one night when he followed his big brother to go toilet paper a house. What he didn't know was that his big brother and his friends had continually toilet papered this house for the last 32 days in a row. And the police were waiting this time.
Oh, 32 days?
Yeah, there's just so much to that story that's wrong. So, the moral of the story is think twice when following your brother who carries a roll of toilet paper down the street. So Doug was pretty happy when he learned that he had won the Spencer W. Kimball Scholarship and would be heading to BYU for college. He thought about trying out for BYU's gymnastics team, but while talking it over with his high school coach, his coach told him that, you really lack the skill or the talent that it would take to make a college team. But Doug wouldn't listen to any of those naysayers. In his first year at BYU, he talked the coach into letting him practice with the team so that he could stay in shape. The next year, he put his papers in and was called on a mission to the Hamburg, Germany mission. He served in the ghettos of Berlin for about a year before getting ill, extremely ill, from his childhood diagnosis of Crohn's disease. He had emergency surgery and stayed in the hospital for about a month trying to get healthy enough to fly home. To this day, because of that experience, Doug will never, ever touch Jell-O. Medicine practices in Germany just weren't quite what they were, and so he headed to come home to America to get the surgery that he needed. So Doug did come home, he got strong again, and he got another mission call, this time to the Florida Tallahassee mission. And there he completed his second year of service to the Lord, with only one surgery there that caused a minor bump in the road. But his mission was done, and Doug returned to BYU, and this time he made the BYU gymnastics team. But he redshirted for a year to get in shape again from having served his mission and the weakness that the two surgeries had wreaked on his body. But he worked hard and he built up his strength again, and this time he earned scholarships in the gymnastics program. He eventually was named co-captain his senior year of the team and was nominated to be an All-American.
Yeah.
In 1984, his BYU gymnastics team won the WAC championship. Did I get the date right? I'd also like to point out 1984 he met me, so that was a good year. So I'm so glad that Doug did not let the words of a high school coach keep him from following his heart. So Doug and I met at his boyhood friend's wedding, Peter Vandegraff, that I had mentioned before. Doug was serving as the best man, and I was on kitchen detail, and Doug was wearing a tux. That's all it took. I was Twitter-pated.